All right then. So now what we need to do is, so before jumping into this form options and everything, we need to make sure one more thing. See, if you check out this unpublished form over here, it's displaying this banner because this job is unpublished. It will be visible. It will not be visible. Something like the banner, right? So this, when it's being displayed, only if the fields are not yet completed. So we need to display that warning option over here. So that's what we are going to do now. So what I need to do is, and right after this specific division, this is the place where we need to display the warning before publishing the course, something like this. Okay, so this is the place where we need to do. So if the job is published, which means if it is not published, then I need to display this particular option. So I'm going to create it as a banner. And for that banner, of course, I'm going to have two different pops. One, which is going to be the variant. So variant, of course, it is going to be, we need to reuse this. So that's the reason. So I'm going to create it as a warning, then label, what label that you are planning to display it over there. So this job is unpublished. It will not be, it will not be visible in the jobs list. Save the changes. So of course we will run into an error because banner is not yet defined. So I'm going to reuse this component. So I'm going to put it in the global components, right click the components folder, and I'm going to create a new file called banner.tsx. Okay, and I'm going to save this, make this file as a client component. Okay, so I think we don't need to keep it as a client component because we are going to create the, make it as a reusable component for time to time. So just like the way how we are using for a button over here, for a button we do have the variant options. If you're choosing destructive, the UI styles, it's going to change. So just like the same way, I'm going to create two different patterns over variants over here. One is warning and another one is success. Just if I apply success, it's going to make some changes in the look and feel. In order to do that, what we need to do is, so let's import something. So import from class variant authority, class variants authority. Basically this is coming from your chat.cn itself. I'm going to bring that CVA, that's the function that we are going to use, and I'm going to bring the type variant props. We need a type. Okay, this is the package that you need to import. Then I need to import this cn as well. From where? From our library. Then I need to import two different icons. From where? From Lucid React icons. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to need the alert triangle. Then I'm going to read this check circle. These are the two things. Fine. So const banner variants. Let's create the variants first. CVA using this function. You need to write the common styles. Then you need to define the variant styles. So commonly it's going to have some border. Okay. So here it will not give you the suggestions. You can type it by yourself without making any spelling mistakes. So let me enable the word wrap, or you can, what you can do is you can simply type these styles somewhere over here and you can copy it and paste it over here. These are the styles that I'm going to use. And right after here, I'm going to open the object. Okay, so here you can have that variance object. Open the variance object, enter, and inside that I'm going to create a variant. So first variant is going to be the warning, which is going to be the warning. Open it. If it is warning, what I need to have, I need to have a BG yellow color with a pale yellow palish color. Okay, and I'm going to create one more. If it is success, then I need to have some kind of green, pale greenish color, something like this. This is the color pattern. Okay, these are the variants. Now I need to supply the default variants. What is going to be the default variant? By default, if you haven't mentioned anything, so default variant is, by default, it's going to be the warning. Okay, so now we have the variants. So just like the same way, I need to create the variants for the icons also. Const icon map, which is going to be whenever it is warning, the variance is warning. So whenever the variant is warning, what we are going to do, we are going to use this alert triangle. And whenever the variant is success, we are going to map the icon as what? With this check circle. With this check circle. Now let's create the interface now. This is how you need to create yourself a reusable component with the variants. So banner props, which is going to extends the variant props which we imported from that package, and it's going to use the type of banner variants which we created. Open it, and it's going to have a label as a string prop inside in it. Okay, so we are going to use these variants as also the properties, and we are going to use this label as well as property. Okay, let's create a component over here. So RAFC, and that is going to be the banner export const, and we don't need this package over here. Okay, now we need to extract the props from where? From the banner props. First one, I need to get the variant, which is coming from where? From your variant prop, which from this banner variant, we are going to get this variant. Then we are going to get the label prop, these two props. Okay, now what I need to do inside here, I need to map those icons. So here I'm going to create an icon component. Icon is equals to icon map. So whatever the variant you are supplying, whether it is success or warning display, it should try to figure out what icon it's need to load. If none of the variant is being passed, by default what variant we are fixing over here? Warning. You need to supply that over here, warning. So okay, so we are getting an error. Oops, my bad. This is not a function. So it should be like this. Okay, because it is an object, so that is how you can get that value of that object by using the key. Okay, then over here, class name. So class name, of course, it's going to be, I'm going to use this cn function, which is coming from the library provided by the shared scene itself. Then I'm going to supply the banner variants. Then I'm going to supply the variants inside. So based on the variant, whatever I'm supplying, it should use this styles based on the variant. Okay, now inside here, now what I need to do, I need to display the icon, which is going to have the class name as height 4, width 4, and margin right a little bit space, because we are going to display the label text label over here. Save these changes, and let me bring the banner over here from the components. Save these changes, and look at that. Now if I'm changing this into success, see, it will change the icon and as well as the label, whatever label I'm supplying it over here. Cool. So now I can reuse this banner wherever I want, because if they on the client side, if the user applied for this job, we can able to display this banner whether the user is already applied for this job. Okay, so that's the reason we created it as a reusable component. Okay, and next what we are going to do now, we are going to jump into this UI part, and that is what we are going to design next.